Welcome everyone, and be welcome over here. How's everyone doing? Haven't been done a vid in a long time. I've been traveling lately, doing some other things, not much on the charts to be honest. Well, I'm back on the charts for now, and I decided to do a vid. A lot of things happened past weeks. Like tweeted also, the Americans, just don't underestimate these guys. Just don't underestimate the Americans. They own the game, they made the game, so don't just put them out. These guys manage to do things economically what no one can even start to imagine. How bad it looks, the debts going up, everything going up, and they just keep printing more and more. And even with the printer and even with the debts they have, which they probably will never get payback ever, you see that the dollar made a rise. It's for someone human with a logic sense, you just can't make this shit up. It's just really incredible. It's really incredible, and that's why trading, investing, you have to be really one step ahead of the game, because if you're not, you'll get totally wrecked, because nothing makes sense. And you've got to always keep this in mind when something economically, when you read it on CT or you read it on the economic news on Bloomberg or whatever, when something makes sense is the moment you have to start worrying, because it's all about liquidity. It's all about liquidity. People with a lot of money, big wheels, they always are looking for liquidity. So they're looking for people that are shorting US stocks. That's when they start pumping it up. And when people get, it's the same like, it's really the same like crypto. It's really the same like crypto. So it's all about leverage. It's all about liquidity hunting. It's all about wrecking people up and down. Okay, well, let's just, because I'm not going to make a very long vid today, let's jump into the vid. US 500. Well, let's just start with this one because I've tweeted some charts and I want to explain myself. For now, the 4,303 area, I've pointed this one out weeks ago, or maybe a month or 2 months ago. This was going to be, this was for me the temporary target to hit for the bulls. Well, it's incredible, but they managed to hit it almost. It's really mind-blowing. Let me be very clear about this. It's really mind-blowing how these bulls managed to keep pumping. Look at this one. Look at this rise. This was people getting euphoric about the debt ceiling getting passed. Really, I don't know. Was anyone doubting this? Everybody knew that the debt ceiling was going to get passed. Well, what are they going to do? To dig their own grave? I really don't get it sometimes. Sometimes these news media platforms think that people are stupid or whatever. I don't know what they think, but of course they were going to, but I don't think that this rise was only the was only the debt ceiling getting passed or signed or whatever. I think that this is also something to do with the Fed being misleading people again and again and again about pausing, so people think they are going to pause. But we have to think to ourselves, the past months, every time the Fed was raising rates, what did we see? We see a little bit of a downfall and then a bigger pump, a little bit of a downfall, bigger pump, and so on and so on. Because if we would go to the weekly, what are we seeing on the weekly? We're seeing this thing just creeping up, making low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and so on and so on. So the market is just trending up. There's nothing bearish to see over here, and that's just how it is. These are just the facts. My macro is I'm very bearish midterm, so I think that this thing will crash down at some point. If it doesn't crash down, it will come down, and we will make on the monthly we will make a lower low. We will go to the 32 and maybe even to the 25. So that's just my macro analyze. But for now, on the shorter time frames, the bulls are really pushing over here. They're making really progress. And well, is the 4300 gonna hold? Well, in my opinion, it has to hold, because if we would break this thing up, there is not a lot of resistance left over here. So to talk about liquidity, we've got some liquidity over here. This is at the 4280 where we're now. This is at the 4300 where we're now. This is liquidity. We've got liquidity over here. We've got liquidity over here. We've got liquidity. So there's a lot of price action have been going on this 43 mark. At 43 mark, it will be very difficult for the bulls to just push this thing up. And if they can manage to push this thing up, just be aware that they could go up very fast to the 45 or 46, or maybe even higher if the Fed will play along, which I don't expect, by the way. So for now, let's just take it step by step. Step by step, I think that this 4300 will be a cool down for the US 500. I think that we will come down again, maybe to the 42 or maybe even lower, but something I think that we will come down over here to the 42 regions, which would be healthy also. And then it's the question, what is going to happen next? Are we going to get something like this and revisit the 43 on trying to break it up, or is it going to just break down and test this this line here over here? Because we're at this rising wedge, and the question is now, let me show you on the line, it shows better. So logically, technically, just pure technical analyze, we should come down over here to these regions at the 41 area, and then from here on we'll see if we can go up again. But so technically this has to get rejected over here. Nothing is 100% for sure, but if it did it over here, it did it over here, and you see over here we've got this double top, and then it came down, and then we've made a lower high, and then we come crashing down, or crashing, we just correcting over here. So for now I have to believe in this until it gets broken. As long as it doesn't get broken, I'm very bearish on the short term. So for now I'm just waiting for this, how this is going to play out. The S&P, well, the S&P, I had someone on Twitter show me another line, someone putting a line like this. You can make lines. There was someone shared about some influencer that made a line like this. Yeah, you can make a lot of lines. This line like this is not valid for me, because why? It has no touch. It's just a line. This line is valid to me. We've got over here touch. So this line has no touch for me. So you can say, yeah, we're in some kind of a falling wedge or channel or whatever you want to call it. But for me, this is not solid, so I'm not going to use that one. So the S&P, well, it's the same like the US 500. Same here, we got the liquidity over here and I'm expecting it to come down. Okay, the VIX, well, there was some, it was very funny. When I'm back, and then when I'm back, I've got a little bit of more time, and then I start doing some, start watching, checking some Twitter feeds, and really, there is so much shit being shared on Twitter. It's really incredible. I really just don't understand people following or reading these guys. They just share so much shit. There was some guy that shared a VIX chart. Okay, fine, and then you've got some referral shiller referring to the VIX chart and how great it is and how special it is. Please, come on, guys. We've been charting the VIX chart for like 2-3 years now, and no one even noticed, because they don't care, because there's nothing to sell. There's no money to make out of the retail army. I'm not going to shill anything from you, and I don't have a referral to some leverage exchange. So, well, forget about these guys. Okay, let's just see. So we've got over here, this was the Corona crash. We were over here, and this is when you see it went up. So if this thing goes up, means that the markets will crash down. So we've got now this one, and from 2020, the Corona crash, well, we've been getting down. 21, it was accumulating over here, and then we've got this rise again and made a higher low, and then going, and now let me remove this one. Remove this thing. What we're seeing now is we're making, let me use some candles so you can see better. What we're seeing now is we're going to test this liquidity again. So this one we had over here, we're going to test it, and I can tell you for 100% sure there will be a lot of liquidity over here. So the bulls will have to work very, very hard to break this thing down. Look at it, there's so much liquidity and price action going on here, and it's not only here, it's also over here, so like I've shared this chart months ago, because you've got this one, you've got this block over here, and we've got this block over here. Let me put it like this. So we're making on the higher time frames, we're making a low, a higher low, a higher low. But now this isn't a higher low, because we didn't break this one yet, so we didn't make a lower low yet, but we're very, very close. So to me, this looks like a double bottom, and this is when you have to be very, very careful if this one plays out. So it's just to warn you guys, nothing, just pure technical analysis. What you have to worry about now is something like this. We've got over here this one, this W. This is something to worry about, and this is if a crash would come. So if this plays out, you can be assured that we're going to get a crash. Am I saying that a crash is coming? No, because this thing has to go up very fast. That's how we crash. So there have to be some black swan event or whatever. But it doesn't have to go up like this one. So this was the crash. It can also make a double bottom over here. So we've got here, it could accumulate for some weeks over here in this box, accumulate, and then jumps up again, and jumps up just easily, because we've also got this line to watch. Yes, Mr. Influencer, if you're watching this vid, please don't copy my charts and go brag about them tomorrow, about how you're charting the VIX and how great it is. These freaking amateurs. Okay, so we've got also this line. So for me, this line is very, very important. If this line gets, suppose we go up here and would break this line, this could destroy markets. So don't just think that this thing just goes up. But this is a beautiful, this could be a W pattern, but it could also be a double bottom pattern if it would just accumulate over here. And these are the regions, the 20 over here, the 26, 25. If this thing breaks up from here, it will be very, very dangerous. And so with this, the resistance here could be a very good buying opportunity if it gets rejected again and again and again and again. So you can open up longs on any asset, or it does break out, and that's when you have to be careful and just get the freaking out of the market. So that's how I would trade it. So this is the VIX at this moment. So again, we did not break below it yet. We're just in the box, like this box, and as long as we are in this box, for me it's just accumulation and nothing's going on. Not a lot of price action is going to happen. I think that the S&P or the US 500 will just chop around over here, chop around, and not some big breakout, because I think we just go down and then at some point come revisit this line again. So this is what I'm eyeing, and I'm expecting, because if this thing breaks down over here, we still have got a lot of liquidity over here, a lot of support over here. So even if this thing would break out over here, it's still very dangerous, because we would connect the dots. The VIX is just too low at this point. They've shorted just too much of the VIX. The VIX is getting really destroyed over here, and it's very low. So that's about the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is really doing so much. The Nasdaq, it's making a run. The AI narrative is going crazy, and yes, we broke out, and we also closed the daily. Let me see if we closed the weekly. Yes, we also closed the weekly. So if you're shorting the Nasdaq at this point, I would be very careful. I would be very careful, because this thing broke out. It's really a clear break, a confirmed break. So I would be very cautious shorting the Nasdaq over here. We've got some resistance at 14,723, but these things, when they go hard. So be very careful if you're shorting the Nasdaq. Let me see over here. It has got it's like 13% from all-time high. Let me see how 13% from all-time high, because did it match already with the AI hype or not? Let me see. No, it did not yet. So the Nasdaq, if you're shorting it, be very careful. I pointed out this red box as resistance. Well, as you can see, we've got a clear break. So this means the short is out over here. This is just too dangerous. Just get your hands off of it. If you're shorting it, it's just too dangerous. You can risk it, fine, but technically, pure technically, this is looking super bullish for the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is really, and I know that Nvidia is leading this rise. At some point, it has got to stop. So maybe it will be at this line, but it's for pure technical, for trading. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it. It's just too. Or maybe you can trade the very low time frames, but that's just not my thing. Okay, let's go to silver. Silver, well, for me, silver, very simple. We've got over here the 22.8. It hit my my buy orders over here, like pointed out earlier a couple of weeks ago. So I made this rise over here, and I took my profits out, and I've got a little bag hanging on. But my ultimate goal is this region over here, or even over here. So I don't know if we can get these prices, but if we will come back to the 22.7, I will start buying back in again. And the lower it goes, the more I buy, just because I'm still super bullish on silver. Nothing changed on that. This one, well, yeah, guys, I've tweeted this, I've shared this. I shared you that I was buying here. Well, boom. I shared you that I was buying here, and boom. And when we were over here, I think over here, I told you I'm going to take profits. Let me read, because this thing, I wrote this down like months ago, weeks ago. Oh yeah, I bought here, I shadow took massive gains. Okay, I shadow took gains, and over here I will buy back again here. Well, this was when it was over here maybe or something. Well, it hit it on the nose, the line. You see it on the nose. I got a hit, and I'm in very big profits. I took some off the table, but I'm expecting more from a triple. You know, guys, you have to understand. I am triples. These are triples. This is a perfect example of a triple on the daily. It's 1, 2, 3, kaboom, and gone she is. So just keep this in mind. I'm super bullish on triples, and I've been patiently. I've bought here. I took profits. I've been patient and bought again over here. Took profits, and I've been patient again over here, and I bought in here. And this is when I will start to risk more. I will always take profits because that's I've got to protect capital mindset. But this over here, this could be huge. I really expect this thing or something fundamentally has to happen, but I really expect this thing from here on to make a rise. I really expect this thing to at least come to visit the 82 mark or the 83 mark. So for me, technically on the chart, this is looking really super bullish, super bullish, and so that's that. And then let's go to our big friend, the DXY. Well, I've also tweeted about this, and I'm getting tired of this. Over here we got this bottom, over here we got the double bottom, and I was telling everyone, guys, when you read on CT or on Twitter that the dollar is dead, the dollarization, the BRICS, etc., it means you have to focus on the opposite, and that means go to the charts, and the charts will tell you what to do. And this is what I shared to you. We had this bottom, we had this double bottom, and over here I was telling you I'm going to go into the US dollar. Everyone in the world thinks that it's dead. Well, I'm gonna buy it. And as you can see, I've been patient, and as you can see, I made like a 3.7, 3.5%. It's a lot of money, because this is not trading some shitcoin. This is your whole stable amount, and 3.5% rise on your total amount or your total capital is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So I've been telling you guys over and over again, don't trust these fuckers on the media, because they will tell you exactly the opposite from what is going to happen. It's all about sentiment. It's all about liquidity hunting. It's also how you should think. Go to the charts, they will show you. So this double worked out perfectly, and I'm really waiting, hopefully waiting that we could reach this 105 zone, because at this 105 zone, guys, it's very simple for me. I will be heading back to other currencies, or I already took some off the table, but I will go back to gold and silver and accumulate more on lower levels, like also shared on Twitter. Okay guys, well, I'm not going to make this vid too long, so I'm gonna end it over here. I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have learned something about this vid today, and I will be sharing more the coming days or weeks. If you want this vid to get to people that need this education and need this information to not get wrecked, please like it, share it, or retweet it or whatever on Twitter, because I'm more active on Twitter than on YouTube. And well, stay safe all, and if you've got some charts you want me to chart in the coming vids, let me know in the comments, and maybe I will chart those in my next vid. Thank you very much, and have a nice one, and bye bye.